All right, so this is the first video of a series I want to focus on just about legato playing, or playing that uses almost exclusively hammer-ons and pull-offs. You know, you see a lot of this where guitarists don't have to pluck every note. It can be all played with the left hand by itself. It's a technique that you really need to have as a good guitar player, especially a lead guitar player. You want to have a steady legato if you want it. You want to have this endless stream of smooth notes with your left hand. It's a really good thing to have in your toolbox, in your trick bag, so to speak. So the first thing I want to show you, first exercise as part of this continuing series I'm going to have about legato playing, is a basic exercise that deals with what I call like the digital finger patterns of the guitar. So you have four fingers, right? That you're primarily working with: your first, second, third, and fourth finger: index, middle, ring finger, and pinky. Now, there's an order where you can use, if you only, well, let me take that back. If you only use one finger once per every four, there's only so many combinations. So for instance, these major combinations that I want to start with are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 3, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 3, and 1, 4, 3, 2. Now, all those combinations, there's more combinations than that if you start with a finger other than one, but it turns out they're just rotations of one of those six that I just gave you. So what I want to do is show you a slur exercise that basically uses the logic of those six fingerings I just gave you, those patterns, in pull-offs and hammer-ons. So let me show you what the 1, 2, 3, 4 looks like. I'm going to start here on the 5th fret, and I'll show you the pattern. So it's a 1, hammer to 2, play 2, hammer to 3, play 3, hammer to 4, then play 4, hammer to 1. If you do it a little faster. You kind of keep it on rotation. Speed it up. Now what makes this sound good when you speed it up is the clarity of the notes and the evenness of the notes. When you're working on slurs and legato, you want to have evenness in every aspect of the sound. You want to have even volume. So this first note that's plucked, you want that next hammer on to be as loud, if not louder, than the first note. You want the pull off to be as loud as the hammer on. Another aspect of the sound that you want to have is the timbre, the tone. If you're one of these people that plucks the guitar like really close to the neck, it gets this kind of hollow sound because you're plucking or picking the string in the middle of the vibrating surface. And the problem with that, and legato and hammer-ons and pull-offs especially, is a pull-off is really a plucking a note from a note that's already down. See, so like if my pinky on the 8th fret pulls off to this first fingernail on the 5th fret, I'm essentially plucking this 5th fret that's already down with the pinky. So if you look at the point that I'm plucking that note, you know, it's like that far from this note. So if I want an even sound with a plucked note, I need to look for something on the other side of the guitar that's yay far from there too. So I'm going to play, you know, a little brighter if I'm playing these hammer-ons and pull-offs, if I want them to sound really even. And just like that, just like magic, I have this steady stream that you can't really tell the difference in the tone of the notes as much, which is really important. Okay, so another thing about evenness is the rhythm. At first you want to practice with a metronome, practice really steady. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... You want to have even, smooth rhythm. And even notice as I sped up, the rhythm sped up very smoothly and not real erratically or jerky. All right, and then, you know, so we got even volume, even tone, even rhythm, And the other thing that people miss is even pitch in a way. Some people do these hammer-ons and pull-offs. They get the notes all bent up and they go out of tune. You don't want any of that. You want to press the note straight down and listen. If the note starts creeping sharp, you might want to look at your hand position, which takes me to another point. Get a mirror. Just get a little small mirror, like a makeup mirror or something, somebody to keep in the purse, and just keep it on a music stand or right next to you where you can see it where you practice. It'll go a long way keeping an eye on your position. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. What if we were to use the next one, the 1, 2, 4, 3? It would look like this. 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, 3, 3, 1. And don't forget you can do these on other strings, of course, too. As you get to the treble strings, maybe it's easier or harder to keep them. I find the treble strings, especially on classical guitar, are challenging to keep even in the volume. But it can be done with practice. Okay, so how about the next pattern, 1, 3, 2, 4. And so forth. 3 more, so you got 1, 3, 4, 2 would look like this. Don't be afraid to try these in harder positions, higher on the neck or lower on the neck. So we got 1, 4, 2, 3. Ooh, what is that one? Yeah, that was a little tricky. One ready. The other one is 1, 4, 3, 2. So you see the idea of that practice, and this one is really important because it focuses on the different ways that you can hammer on or pull off from finger to finger. And it has just enough variation in it to where you can catch some of your fingers, especially your pinky, kind of starting to drift off the fretboard away from the string, which is bad. So when you practice this slowly, what you want to do at first, take a good look at the PDF and the comments, and making a really conscientious effort to study each example very deliberately, and also look at your pinky very deliberately, especially like on that last one I did, 1, 4, 3, 2. Try to keep that pinky from going off too far when the third finger pulls off, See how close you can keep it hovering over the fret it belongs to. All right, so there's the first exercise in a series of ones I'm going to talk about: legato playing, hammer-ons and pull-offs. Some of the ones coming up will be a little harder than this one. The patterns will get longer and longer and more exhausting on the left hand. So you want to have the chops, so you want to practice now. So practice these patterns, and we'll get back to it next time.